come into and check. We've got the team here, all talking boards, talking tech.
Maybe this afternoon.
So this is the shaping bay. Oh, sorry, this is Amos to begin with. We're here in the shaping bay, and today we're here to talk about the new V2 KrUzer.
Throw it in the bay and we'll have a look at it.
Oh, how good does the orange look in the bay?
It's a nice colour, isn't it?
Really nice colour.
Yeah.
Actually seen someone on a sup on the greenish colour. That looks cool too. I think it's the Cam Jordan colour.
Yeah, the minty colour.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
But
good colour.
Should we rip straight into it? Are you kind of ready to roll?
Yeah.
We have kind of been working. We've been making the KrUzer now for, is it over a year? Year and a half?
Yeah, I think it's been well over a year, definitely.
And it's been a super successful board model. There's been a lot of people buying it throughout the world, and then we kind of got into the trench boards, which has kind of taken up time in your shaping bay. But it's kind of really refreshing seeing that this mid-length design has been so successful, because I know as a rider, I really prefer these boards over the tiny little ones, purely because they paddle well, and they just make everything to do with what I'm trying to do in foiling easier.
That was the big thing that really surprised us. We kind of started with the Prone board, if you remember, and then the mid-length was almost an afterthought, but then that's the model that really took off.
Yeah.
And I think everyone really appreciated, especially at that time. And even now, like the mid-lengths outsell the smaller models.
Yeah.
Like 10 to 1.
Yeah, right.
Everyone's loving the mid-lengths. So that's, with this model, we're really going to focus on the mid-length version.
It's interesting. I feel like maybe 5 years ago, everyone thought that they had to be on a 4 foot or 4'6" board to foil. And I don't really know why, because to catch a wave on a 4 foot board is so hard if you're not a good paddler. And I don't find any hindrance when you're on a board that's a foot longer, like a 5'4". Like, yeah, if you're pumping into the wind, it's got a little bit more surface area to pump against, but like, I've had sessions where I've been on foil in the surf for an hour on my 5'4", and I don't see any hindrance besides it being so easy to paddle onto waves, and a nice forgiving feel when you're on foil. I feel like it's like when you ride a longer fuse, it just like smooths everything out, and I think that really complements why it's called the KrUzer. Because
takes out all the jitters, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's like, it's not a total high performance board, even though there's people ripping on it, but like it really touches on kind of the mid-length version in the surf world. It's like people that are, just cruising along the point breaks, doing nice lines, which I think that's kind of what foiling is.
Yeah. The other really interesting fact about this board is that we didn't increase the volume. As a lot of customers were hesitant at first with the original of the lower volume for a board this length, and then like 9 times out of 10 they turn around and go, this is amazing. I'm riding a board with way less volume than I thought I could, catching way more waves. Yeah. So that's something we're definitely going to bring into this version too, aren't we?
Yeah.
So we're going to really focus on the surface area on the board and how it paddles, and then this one in particular, prototype, like this is 29 litres?
Correct, yeah. This is like exactly when you asked me what I wanted. We made it 5'4", which is what I always ride. We made it 19.5 by 29 litres. With the version 1 KrUzer, I was on a 30 litre, but I just with the amount of surface area and how good of a board shape it is, that it paddles so well, I want to really push down the literage, which I know a lot of people are scared about, because I think people have this number in their head where they're like, I need to ride that liter. It doesn't matter if it's a 4 foot board or a 5 foot board, but I think they forget that if it's a board that's well shaped, good design, you really don't need those liters. Back when I surfed, I was on a 5'6" 20 by 28 litres. So what's the difference between riding a board, like a foil board? You don't need more litres than that, because we just need it to take off, and then when we're flying, it's not necessary, those leaders. If anything, it's a hindrance.
Yeah.
Because you got less connection to the foil, and that's the reason why I like these boards being so thin, because it's such a direct contact to your foil, so stiff, and yeah,
It is the closest thing we've done to a conventional surfboard.
It does look like a surfboard.
Like, it's getting so close, outline-wise and design-wise. It's pretty incredible.
All right, let's crack into why we're doing the V2. I think, like, you know, people really love that shape of the V1, and why change it? You tell me. I think, like, the really good aspects of the V1 is that it paddled well, it's forgiving, it's super user-friendly, so we wanted to push on all those factors.
Yeah.
So what we've done is made like a more parallel rail, a fuller nose. These are all aspects of like a more forgiving board, and a tiny bit more surface area, so it's more forgiving.
Yeah, which essentially means we can go narrow even if we want to, but you're still going to have that stability. It's still going to be super streamlined to paddle. Like, you're not going to feel shaky or anything getting up, purely because of that surface area is in the right spot.
Yeah. I think after riding this, because this is pretty similar dimensions to my original KrUzer, I would definitely want to go even a little bit more narrower and a tiny bit shorter, because I think now that we've got more surface area at the tail and the nose, I can compensate and come a tiny bit more shorter, which I think overall is probably going to make it a little bit more performancy.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see where those changes improve the performance, and you know what's working and what's not, basically.
Yeah.
So DNA's there of the original for sure.
Yeah, I think we're just trying to really use what we've already got, which is totally works.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, we can see it through sales, but we don't want to be stagnant and just sit on that. We always want to be developing and seeing what can be better. We know with Parawing coming along, this could be a really good Parawing shape.
Yeah.
You know, we've prototyped and made a few bigger versions, more leaders, a little bit longer, and it's been exciting. It's been really cool to try all this, and
yeah. Should we talk about foil drive on it? Or?
Yeah, we can talk about foil drive for sure.
Yeah. So I guess the other thing we'll eventually do is also add a trench into this for all the foil drive guys. It works so well with the original KrUzer, there's no reason why we wouldn't offer that as well.
Yeah.
But I guess at this stage we're really getting the design dialed in, so it feels nicely balanced and rides really well, paddles really well.
Yeah. I think after riding a lot of boards for the foil drive, I think it's common knowledge now that surface area is much more important than leaders. And I think that's why we've tried to really pull out the tail, pull out the nose, and really help with those starts on the foil drive. And then also just like a nice connected feel that you're super close to the foil, because these boards are so thin. Yeah, I don't think anyone else in the foil world's doing stuff as thin as this, it's nice, and it's showing that like people are enjoying it, and we like to offer what's not there, and I think this is the board, right?
That's right, yeah.
I think another cool attribute about this V2 is that the V1 already paddled well, but this is like another level. Like, you can paddle into unbroken waves, you can paddle into big waves because now it matches the speed of the wave. Like I can paddle into shore breaks and get out before it gets sucky, and then you're pumping on foil. Yeah. So I think like...
very similar to a mid-length in the surfing world, really, isn't it? Where it just opens up a broader range of conditions that you can feel comfortable in. So you can take off on tiny little foam ball, or even get in early on quite a sucky wave, and you got that confidence that you're not going to get thrown over the lip. Yeah, like the amount of times I've seen people on tiny boards and they're paddling as hard as they can, and then the wave will hit them and they'll just like nosedive in the whitewash. This, you can actually match the speed of the wave, get momentum, get up, and because it's got like a bigger surface area, if you kind of do get bucked around or whatever and touch down, you can then recover and get out of there. It'll absorb those little like jitters. Yeah, and I think that's why like a lot of the people that bought the V1 had success, because maybe they're not the strongest paddlers,
or like in a lineup they kind of, you know, scratching around and not getting much. But now this, like, yeah, it's just helping people that aren't as confident. But then you also see, like, you know, seeing Trevor and Rhett rip on this thing. Like it kind of, it's open to like any foiler, whether you're beginning or like, you know, a pro or something. Like it doesn't hinder performance, and I think it helps in every aspect.
Yeah. So yeah, you're not going to feel uncomfortable necessarily on this thing, even if you're coming off a 4.2 or a 4.4.
Yeah.
You can still go out and like enjoy riding it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the idea.
I think the big thing as well is, like, I see a lot of people that are scared to go to a bigger board, but I encourage them to just try it. Like, honestly, I feel like the most high performance foiling I've been doing have been on these mid-length boards, because like you've got such a surface area. Like when I go hit whitewash, you can hit the surface of the water, recover, and then ride out of it. And I feel like a lot of the times on the smaller boards, you hit white water and you just sink. Yeah. So I think like it's definitely elevated my foiling, and I hope that it helps others.
I can be honest with it. I'm a converted person.
Yeah, nice.
You like it. You don't need a small board, try it. And I was really skeptical.
Yeah.
And I spent the last 5 days on these boards, and I want one. They're great. There's no kind of limitation and kind of sacrifice you make with going with a bit more length. It's all in the dimensions, not necessarily in the volume.
But yeah, I encourage crew to just try it, you know, like they're kind of sought after boards, so they don't really stay in the rack for that long. But, you know, I'm more than willing to let people try when I'm out in the surf with them, because I just see crew that are paddling around on a tiny board getting no waves, frustrated on a foil. And I'm like, why are you making it so much harder for it? Like, foiling is already so hard, and like give yourself a bit of an advantage by like riding a mid-length, and like it's just, yeah.
Exactly. Yep. Should be enjoyable.
Should we check out the rest of the factory? We want to show where you glass and stuff. And
let's go check it out.
Yeah. Does it feel kind of natural?
That was great.
I just want it to be like a bit vloggy, like not too polished. But yeah, I just wanted to also show like that this is like this is a small operation where like, oh, not so much small, but it's like, we're not pushing out mass amounts of boards. Like there's quality in every single one of these boards, and there's such an attention to detail, knowing that Amos has touched every one of these boards.
Oh, every one.
Maybe too many, maybe he should get more workers, but we've also got Nathan in here, who's a gun shaper glasser. He hates all these trench boards because they take so much of his time up, but it's cool to see all these boards getting pushed through.
Absolutely.
But yeah, everything's done in-house. None of it gets sent anywhere. And it's cool to have this relationship with the boys where they listen to our feedback and we're creating. That's a wrap.
That's it.